Let me give you a fairly painful example of where I failed to be a trusted advisor to one of my clients. Fairly bitter memory. My first client in AMS was HP. We had won a deal to support HP throughout Europe. I think at the peak of our contract, we hired something in the region of 13,000 candidates for HP across more than 40 countries across Europe. About a year into our relationship with HP, I was summoned to meet the HR director of HP Germany. I remember going over to Germany with one of my client services managers, waiting patiently to be seen into his office, and eventually when I was shown in, he was in the boardroom, and there were probably 30 people around this huge boardroom table, and it was the HR director and every single one of his HR managers. He asked me to stand at the end of the room, and he went around the table and asked his team to give me feedback. And to a person, each of them, as they went around the table, explained why they didn't like the solution that we were providing, why it didn't add value to their business. It was a very painful and humbling experience, and to my very great shame, I naturally felt a little defensive. And finally at the end, when they came back to me, and the HR director said, "So Jim, how do you respond to all this feedback that we've given you?" My response was, "Well, I'm really sorry to hear that, but actually we're delivering exactly what you've asked us to deliver, and here are some of the metrics, here's how we're performing against our SLAs." And afterwards I reflected on that, and clearly over the years I've reflected on that meeting a great number of times, and the reality is if there are 30 people, significant senior stakeholders telling you that you're not adding value to their business, then you are doing something wrong. And what I didn't do was wave a copy of the contract in front of all those stakeholders, but pretty much that's what I did. I told them that we were delivering what they'd bought. It was a fundamental mistake, but actually it was a lesson that I've taken through my entire career with AMS. It almost doesn't matter what we sold on day one. We have to add value to our clients. And if we're not adding value, we will never be trusted, let alone be an advisor to their business.